drug dealer? Is this about a gram or is this too much?
Bob, I don't like your headers.
I think you're emptying the whole tank onto the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed history.
How about this?
All right, guys, it is Monday, so just got back from drag week, got back Saturday night. Rig's still loaded, we got to get that stuff unloaded. Awesome to win for the 6th time overall, and for 1.0 to go back and win on its 10th anniversary of my first drag week win. So literally number 1 in 2013, and it was able to complete number 1 in 2023. So a lot of help with the guys at the shop, with Bob and Aiden staying late and getting everything ready, and obviously Steve being my co-pilot for all the wins of drag week. Awesome. We'll get in more detail with everything about that. So it's still running, driving. We put it in the trailer, but back, and now we are literally on to Death Week. Death Week is in like a month, so we got to sort out what vehicle we're going to take on Death Week, and then get everything ready for Death Week. They do, while I was gone, B just gave me this, but we do have now the black version, which a lot of people asked for, of the Death Valley Family Fun Week shirt. So we do have that in black now, so go grab that off the merch site, and we're going to let you know our decision. Well, we got to figure out our decision on exactly what our final call is to take to Death Week. And then also Bobby was working on Zach's car, so the Cowboy Up last week, so we'll see where he got with that. Zach was in town for a couple days helping along with that, and whatever, we'll catch you up with where they got with everything at the shop and what we're going to take to Death Week, and be a future video probably where we'll go through 1.0 to give you the whole lowdown on the different things and sponsors. But I mean, can't thank the people who support enough, and just to recap that part. But let's get right to it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Okay, welcome back, because now I'm actually working on Cowboy Up. The Cowboy was actually here Monday and Tuesday working on it with me, and we got some stuff handled, bunch of weird trinkets. Doesn't really look like we got anywhere, but we had to figure out some stuff. We got a nice new Power Master alternator on. All of the adjustment brackets, everything is all in. Belts figured out. I made a new brake line because this stuff all became a problem and in the way of the original stuff. All these these spacers were made. I think Steve may have made these, but then I put them in the lathe and made them look pretty, so they all match. Figured out fuel pump mounting. The oil tank is probably going to go inside the chassis now, where there used to be a water tank for the intercooler. So that used to be on the outside, and it wasn't mounted exactly the way he would like it. It was a little crooked, and just kind of in a hurry it got mounted. So we might be bringing that into there, and it'll go off the original mounts of the ice chest thing there. So we're gonna have a nice big radiator. We're gonna have 2 turbos somewhere in this vicinity. So that's where I'm at. Next stop is turbos and headers. Today is door day for Jason's car, and as Brian will show you, everything fits fairly good here. I have to put a flange behind here that will actually hold the front end out, and it'll fit very nice. And David Freiberger is freaking out on the TV. And then we get to the back of the door, where now we have a problem. So the door fits down here at the bottom, fits the rocker, fits the fender, and then falls apart right here. So when you take these bodies off and you put them on a tube chassis, things move around, things aren't the same as factory. So if these are made off of a factory mold, which I'm sure they are, it's not the door's fault. It's the body and the builder's fault of everything that went on tearing the original car apart, getting it mounted onto this chassis and building the car. Because we can change things around with the stock steel doors and get things to start moving, but carbon door means I probably have to split the inner panel from the outer panel, get it to lay correctly, and bond it all back together. I'll probably only have to cut from probably here to here to get all this to start laying in, but that's my day in the door. Probably a couple days into a door to get it done. So I had to split this outer panel from the inner panel, twist it, and get it to match all 4 points best I can. It's very close. There'll be a little bit of body work down here to match the quarter panel and rocker. Once everything is correctly adjusted, strikers in, that's adjusted, door shuts, opens perfect, seals are all on. Now I'm into putting like the wing window back in, which there are no provisions to attach anything to inside the door. It's just this skin and it stops right here. So I need to make an aluminum flange that will glue in and face downward in order to put like the factory window felt back in. There's nowhere in this door for any of this stuff to attach to. So I will create it out of a piece of aluminum, like 50 thou aluminum, and break it, sand everything and bond it in, and then put all the little slots in it for this thing to slip in here and clip in like factory. Plus I have to have an attachment for the wing window right here. So it's everything will connect to that, and then that piece will actually break under here and come over and attach to this skin because everything is real flimsy. So figuring out all the screws and all of the attachments for door handle, power windows, and all of their mounting points for all their bracketry, plus the door latch. And then I'm not sure if we're going to use this door handle or if I might go to more like a lightweight Pro Mod style, little, maybe like Tim McAmis or somebody's little door handle, and we're going to put a hole through the actual Lexan window, and those holes are for fire suppression. So if you're in an accident and they cannot get this door open, but there's a fire inside the car, they can shove the nozzle of the fire extinguisher through this hole and attempt to put it out. So that's where I'm at on Cowboy Up. Up this locker thing back in because this little gizmo right here is supposed to have tabs like on the factory door where these slide in and stay there, and this actuates the lock from right here. So that's not very good to try and make those out of, and I am not recreating all of that shit just for this piece of crap to work. So these are, we're lightening the car
By getting rid of that?
like 2 grams, or well, I don't even know. Is that a gram? Are you a drug dealer? Is this about a gram, or is this too much? This might be heavier than a gram, but I don't know. They're leaving. Latch, striker, and handle will be going in, and then the inner handle will be going in, and then I'll be done with it. Window goes up and down with the motors all in. Everything works good there. It's just now fitting. Where the hell is it? This big piece of shit in here. And of course, like all these little edges don't fit nice into the inside of this because it's just not a perfect stamped piece of steel. It's handmade carbon. So it doesn't want to come in and sit up straight. And this is the mechanism that will work off of the handle. It's got a little plunger that goes in and hits that to work there, so you got to get everything lined up just right. There's not really any adjustments other than probably taking this back out and bending it all up. And then I welded it so the lock can't work anymore, because we don't want Jason to get locked in his car on a hot summer day. It could kind of suck probably. Hopefully that's in the right spot. Not like you can really take this apart. But once this one's in, then I can take, I have set screws with points ground down on them. I screw it in there and then sit this in the hole, and I'll scribe or just kind of hit it, and it'll put a little dent right there where I know that that screw will go. So then I'll screw that up. You don't get quite that lucky. Sweet. Action.
Action.
Action. Okay, so these are little set screws that I spun to a sharp point, and then you can screw these into here. And I cheated, I already did it, but this would go in, and then you would push on this and rock it back and forth and keep it in place, and it would leave a mark where you need to put your holes, so your bolt pattern is pretty much dead on. Simple, and it's just an extra long Allen set screw. I make them in all different sizes, all the way up to 1/2 inch if I have to. Cool. Move the striker in a little bit. Plus it doesn't have a door seal, so it's going to just have some playing it anyways, but there you go. Working. Almost done door. I still need to do the inner door handle. That's it.
All right, the gasser winner we think is known. The lawyers are supposedly in contact or getting in contact with the winner. They have selected the winner. They just haven't told us the winner yet. So supposedly there's a winner. Once they get in contact with the winner, then they're going to let us know, and then we'll let you know. So, but the winner has been drawn, I believe. So, but that's the update on the gasser giveaway. So hopefully next video we are telling you who the winner is, because hopefully by then we will be allowed to contact them and talk to them, and or her or him or her or whoever, it, like whatever it may be. So that way we can figure that out. So that's gasser update. So now that drag week is over, we are on back to the next event that's less than a month away, and that is Death Week. So the goal is to take the Durango to Death Week. You know, the fuel's pouring out on this side like a gallon. It's running and running.
I drained it earlier.
I think you're emptying the whole tank onto the ground.
Well, it comes out the top.
There's fluid, Aiden's gonna spill it.
Listen.
Literally.
Here it is!
I drained it in
2
the bucket
gallons.
before.
Every single thing, dude, is water, oil, antifreeze, gas, alcohol.
Listen,
no matter.
I pulled the line
Remember
off.
when this was that clean cement? Like Aiden
Yeah.
is seasoning the cement.
Yeah.
Like
I
literally, it looks
pulled
like it's
the
been
line
here.
off and let it drain. But as soon as I cracked this, because now I'm on top, now the remainder of what was in these lines.
So you drained it out the top instead of the bottom?
No,
You
that
drained it out
bottom
the
fitting
bottom.
is off because I took it off to drain it.
But you didn't crack one of the other fittings to let it
Not
let
yet.
everything
That's
out?
what I just did.
onto the floor.
How was I supposed to do that when the car was 8 feet in the air?
What? You're spilling it, see it?
Yeah, but
It's like a river.
it'll evaporate in 2
Put a
seconds.
little boat in there and it would go right away.
It'll also evaporate in like 2 seconds.
There's a little guy in a canoe rowing right through there. We're going to take the Durango. The goal is to take it to Death Week. And we didn't have the boost levels that we wanted when we've had it out. The couple times that we had it out, then it kind of just got pushed into the corner and waited. So we are pulling the engine out and sending it to AJ Hemi Tuners. He's going to sort all that out, get all the boost right, get all that crap done, and then ship it back to us. That way we can continue on finishing the car, because it's still, even though we took it to Roadkill, we had a couple races, it is not drag and drive ready. Cooling system, yes. Fuel system, no. It still needs a fuel tank in the back.
Intercooler's not street.
Yeah, some intercooler work for street driving to get water circulating, kind of like the factory deal. And all the lights worked, all that stuff worked. What else? Exhaust. Yeah, literally it has mufflers on it, but where are the headers? You already took the headers off. So, either way, it has worse than the cherry bomb exhaust on it right now. So going to work on that and try and prep that thing for a 2,000-mile journey through, yeah, basically to grandma's house, because it's going to be over the river, through the woods, and through the desert, and who knows where else. Where else we going? Through the forest?
Through the tree.
Through the tree. Oh yeah, can drive it through. What's that tree called? The one you can drive through?
Sequoia tree?
Yeah, well, the sequoia, but like
Sequoia tree?
either way. So we're on to the next prep, and rather than let them work on it for the last 3 weeks, while 2 weeks or however long when I was gone to drag week, we decided that we were going to take it this morning. So now it's get that ready and get on with that. And Bobby's been working on Zach's car, so that will go on the back burner here soon so that we can get this done.
Your phone, I can't believe your phone's not ringing already.
So like he's literally live streaming us
He
videotaping.
tapped into the cameras
So-
and he just heard us say it.
But that's where we're at. Death Week prep, also Sick Week, and I guess Sick Week went on sale, sold out. So go get on the wait list if you want to participate in Sick Week. I don't know, it's 4 minutes or something that sold out. But bring up a couple ideas. One is an idea for an additional class we may put in. So throw your opinions in here. But we are looking at, we have two 850 basically 850 index classes. I don't know what they're called, but your cage limited to 850. So we are looking at adding an 860 class that people can go into. And on that 860 class though, you can, it'll be 850 limited cars, but you can run faster than 860. So therefore, if on day one you're running 855, you have an 855 average, you can't turn that in. See, like I said, we're still working out the details. But if you run 865 on the first day, then on the next day, if you run 855, you now have an 860 average. So the idea is that a lot of times there's like 20 cars in that class, and after the first day, 3 of them are in, 17 of them, they're just along for the ride the rest of the week. The idea is to try and come up with a way to make that class to where they're in competition through the end of the week, and they do have a chance of still being able to win that come the end of the week. So therefore, you can run a time to make up for a bad time and work your way through. So that's the details we're trying to work out with that, to possibly add that as a class that would be cool. The other is possibly the 6-16 shootout. This will only be a Sick Week deal, but the 16 fastest cars to complete the week will then have a race at the end of the week. Like they're racing through Friday, they turn their time slips, fast 16, then there'll be a heads up race, or heads up tree, to then a runoff to actually find out the fastest car at the end of the week. So like I said, thoughts on that 16 shootout? Possibly happen during the awards and whatever, because there's 3-4 rounds of racing there, but a couple ideas there. So,
What are you doing?
so,
What are you doing? 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 What are
Oh, I'm sure.
There's a pan under there. I always put a pan. It's
You said
whether or
there's a
not.
pan under here, and look at all this flow through.
Yeah, that was because after. I took the pan
The
out.
pan's over there. But yeah, you're draining.
I already
There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe to the channel. Hey, go buy some merch.